Greetings. I have not been live on this channel and I don't know how long it's been. Oh my God. So, long time no speak, right? I've been sitting on this live for a minute, okay? So, someone inspired me actually to do a reading. Um, I had got a comment about a few weeks ago, maybe a month ago, I'll say. Because I don't ever just hop on things immediately unless I'm led. Like, it's really a divine time thing with me when I'm divinely led to do stuff. So, yeah. So, we're going to do a reading on the future of the industry and other things that may pop up. I'm trying to find the comments so I can read it to y'all because that's, shout out to that person for leading me, inspiring me to do this. Let's see. Yeah, because I've been wanting to talk about this for a minute. So hopefully you don't mind me shouting your name out. But someone by the name of Q or Quay, I'm not sure how to pronounce it, Q or Quay Johnson 444 said, "Thank you for these readings. I'm loving them so much. Thank you. I appreciate it." You can't really find any readers discussing the entertainment industry. Can you do a reading on the entertainment industry as a whole, like its future? I know with this incredible mass exposure of these demonic worshipping people being exposed, it is paving the way for more light worker type of energy to become more influential. So I am curious on the progression of that and how it will play out. Thanks. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. So, um, yeah, I have my own sentiments about the music industry and the whole thing of celebrity. So, you know, um, I don't know why. Okay, there it goes. I'm like, why isn't it showing that I'm live? Which is really weird. Yeah. So the whole like art of celebrity and the effects of celebrity, I feel like can be a stronghold on some of us, especially when our most revered celebrities, artists, and creatives, they can do no wrong in our eyes. We don't want to believe when they do things, bad things, even if it's in front of our face. And a lot of people I realize do not have discernment. So things can be right in front of them and they won't even see it. Not everybody has that gift of being able to see something beyond what's being presented to you. A lot of people, I shouldn't say a lot of people, I use that a lot, but there are people out there in a great number that do fall into the trap of illusion around celebrity. You know what I mean? And the higher you are, the more famous you are, like the more influential and most famous you are, most likely you had to really go through some shit to get to where you are. You don't get that type of fame and notoriety. The world, to be able to conquer the world in a certain sense, you have to be a level of demonic. It just, I mean, it is what it is. Like a fantasy will tell you, oh no, you just work really hard and you got to be really talented and really special. Nah, no. Um, and it's hard to digest because some of our most revered talents are really not who you think they are. You know what I mean? And it's hard to digest that because of the image. Y'all got to understand something. I wish I still had that video. I came across this video on YouTube. This guy broke it down. He was like, the word celebrity means celebrated, but it was, I think he broke down the word character or personality. One of those words. And if you look at it, it's a witchcraft, it's a spell presenting yourself to be something you're not, right? The character. So when you come across a celebrity and they have this story or they present themselves a certain way, most oftentimes than not, that is a built character. You know how some rappers they come out and they have this gangster image and they're talking about slanging, drugs in the street and you know hurting people and they're this tough gangster, but they grew up in a middle class home, they went to good schools, they ain't never in their day in their life ever held a gun, ever hurt nobody, ever slanged no drugs. It's all entertainment. Y'all not understand what the word entertainment means. So That's why, like, you got to be careful with celebrity worship, because when I do these readings, I come across people that get so offended. And it's like, yo, listen, these are real life people, okay? They have a job, okay? Entertainment is their job. Yes, they are gifted, they are skilled, they are creative, and all this other things and shit, but they have to uphold an image. They have to sell you. They're a product. They are a product, okay? They are money making machines. So what you see is not always what you get. You got to discern that. The ones that are all up in the media all the time and you see them and they're always being propped up and celebrated, you're only seeing what they're wanting you to see. And we go, oh, well, all the other celebrities. I knew that was going to happen. I knew I felt it. I was going to get a call and it's going to interrupt my live. But yeah, like some of our most revered celebrities are not who you think they are. And it's hard to digest because we're so attached to that persona. We're so spell casted. Because some of these motherfuckers be practice. I mean, I don't want to say some. I'm going to say at least 90%. If not, I don't feel like every celebrity is sinister, or maybe they don't believe they're sinister. It's like when we tap into magic and things like that, we don't look at it as a negative thing per se, but from what I've researched and came across, and this is things that you can research on your own, but of course it's going to be easily debunked because we want to stay in a fantasy. But I came across this guy, this man. He passed away mysteriously, if I'm not mistaken, years ago. But he was an ordained witch in the music industry. His name was John Todd. I don't know if y'all ever heard of him. But he had, did a couple of, public speakings and things like that where he talked about his role in the industry and how he was an ordained priest. And he said that if you are a musical artist or producer or songwriter of any sort, you have to be an ordained witch or warlock. It just is what it is. And then I'm going to tie in the songwriter secret into that, but I don't want to skip ahead. I'm going to get into the reading, y'all. It's all going to tie in together. But John Todd basically was talking about his role as a witch or warlock, and how when they take a master of an album or a CD or a tape or a track, whatever, how they have to take the masters and take it into a room, a ritualistic room where you do spell casting, and you assign certain spirits, deities, or demons into these records. So when you listen to a song and it's repetitiously saying the same thing over and over again, it's a chant, it's a mantra. So if you keep saying another one bites the dust, and what does bite the dust mean? You don't even know what the fuck you're talking about. You don't know what you're saying. So you're just reciting the same thing over and over again. And that particular song, kids, a lot of teenagers were saying that song made them want to smoke marijuana when they listened to the song. So there's a thing called backmasking. So when I'm the songwriter secret, I'm going to skip around. So the songwriter secret is the songwriter or the artist, they channel a message. The song could sound like they're talking about the love of their life or someone that they're in love with or just having a good time. And it sounds to you, you're hearing it as he or she is in love with the person. But the witch, the warlock that's channeling the message, there's a double meaning behind it. So why when you backmask some songs, you can hear messages in it. Some of it, people be playing around with stuff to get views and shit like that. But really, when you do rewind certain songs backwards, you'll hear a message. So that's why there's like a double coded energy. They're putting spirits into that stuff. And I know it sounds so outlandish and so crazy, but you got to think about it like this. When you listen to certain songs, it will put you in a certain state, right? Certain songs will make you want to have sex. Certain songs may make you want to just be ruthless and go crazy and say, fuck it. Or songs may want to make you get violent, or songs may make you feel really depressed and you don't understand why. And I remember it was a particular artist, I'm not going to name their name, but they're a rapper. And I could not understand for the life of me why I was so obsessed with this particular artist. And I remember I used to listen to their songs at night, and it would be like before I would go to sleep, which is crazy. I would have demonic activity, like being spiritually attacked in my sleep around that time. And then if you look at that artist, they played around with Satanism and satanic, shit like that, circles and Aleister Crowley, which is why I'm going to use the Thoth Tarot, which is Aleister Crowley's deck. I'm going to use this to tap into the energy. I'm going to lay this spread out. I'm going to do this reading in a whole nother way. But this intro is important. I know y'all want me to get to the reading, but I got to do it like this. I have to explain this. It's almost like a spell when you don't want to believe what you hear, because there's been people that have come out about certain celebrities and say that this person is into witchcraft, or this person has done a spell on me, or this person has inappropriate relationships with children and things like that, right? And it's very hard to digest that. You don't want to put that person, because you reverence them so much, you worship them. Let's keep it real. I ain't never, like, in my life, I'm going to bring up Michael Jackson. I love Michael Jackson. Don't get me wrong, child. But let's be real. Like, I've never seen people respond to a person in a way of passing out and crying like they're experiencing Christ or something. It's like, that shit is crazy. And you can blame it and say, oh, he just has a powerful energy, such a pure soul. That shit ain't natural. Even when I was little, I used to look at that shit and laugh like, there's something wrong with that. It's like, it's just not, it's not natural. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not natural. And we have this halo effect thing too, that a celebrity or person that's gifted and has all these talents can do absolutely no wrong. Whether it's true or not, whether it's true or not that Beyonce has done witchcraft on people or women, or that Michael Jackson has harmed children in a certain way. We don't want to accept that. We don't want to see that as true. We don't even want to entertain the idea that that's true. You know what I mean? We want to jump in the mode of, oh no, they could never do that. Let that be a random woman in the street or a random man in the street. You're not going to have that same reaction of defending them. You're not. So that's why I'm like, it's a spell. It is. Music and entertainment has an effect on people psychologically and spiritually. There was a time where spirit would tell me, like God would tell me, don't listen to certain music or certain artists, or skip certain songs. Like, don't even play it. Don't listen to it. I remember when Little Uzi Vert, that song that he had, what was that song called? It had a very dark energy to it. Like, if you listen to the melody, the instrumental, it has a haunting sound to it. And even then, I hated that song when it would come on the radio all the time. I just had to turn it off. So when he came out saying that he did that song and it was like to entrance people and trap them into hell, like, you got to be mindful of that. And it may not be literally take you to hell like what we're taught in Christianity or other spiritual Christian-based religions, but hell can be a psychological hell, depression, suicidal thoughts. That can be your own hell psychologically. So you got to be mindful of things. And pop culture, hence the word cult. These people have cult followings. They really do. And one of the most dangerous fandoms that I've ever seen was Beyonce's, I think. And Nicki Minaj maybe second. And then Michael Jackson, they're just really in denial, people. Swifties, I don't really get into that. I don't really know how Swifties are. But Beyonce's fans, like fanatics, I should say, not people that love her music or like her, but people that are just like obsessed and she can do no wrong. They're sick. It is what it is. They really have problems. And yeah, so God would tell me don't listen to certain songs. And it's not coming from a holier than thou space or this Christianity space, but more so from spiritual protection and spiritual hygiene. I'm not going to allow certain things to come into my ear gates and play in my mind psychologically or play in my atmosphere. You know what I mean? So I understand the power of sound, and you can manipulate sound to either heal or to either hypnose, the person that's receiving the messages. And on top of that, when you add in lyrics, you add in words on top of an instrumental or a frequency that you're using in the music, that on top of that can be a spell. It is. Michael Jackson said it himself. He said, when you repeat lyrics in a song, it's a mantra, it's a chant. Chanting is big in witchcraft. Like, these are common sense things. You can research this shit. It's not that woo-woo. It's not that outlandish. It is what it is. It's right there. So I'm going to get into the reading now. And I advise you guys not to skip this disclaimer if you watch this post alive, because I said all that for a reason, child. We ain't just talking just to be talking, okay? Yeah. Let's get into it. So my first question that I'm going to ask, I wanted to get into the genesis of Hollywood. So before I get into the Aleister Crowley deck, the Thoth deck, I'm going to use the Tinseltown Tarot because that is the OG of Hollywood. That is the genesis of the Hollywood. The word Hollywood, if you think about wood, that's a form of a tree bark. Witches originally, their wands are wood sticks. So there you go. There's that. Let's get into the golden area, the genesis of the industry, the entertainment industry. Spirit, can we talk about this? Can we get real? My angels and my ancestors and my guides to protect me, guide me. Those who are watching this, guard them and protect them. Their energies, forbidding malevolent, dark forces and beings, demonic spirits and influences. We break the chains of illusions of deception. Amen and ashe. And so it is. Okay, what is the energy? The Eight of Pentacles. The genesis of the entertainment industry. The Nine of Cups. The Ace of Swords. The Queen of Cups. The Nine of Wands. All right. First thing I'm getting with the Eight of Pentacles is that whoever, because I feel like it was more than one person, they had a vision. The first celebrity was not necessarily a musician. I'm getting film, like cinema, TV. So actors and actresses are big celebrities. Yes, musicians I feel like were, but TV and film. So you had people with dreams and goals and aspirations with the Nine of Cups. This Ace of Swords could be a musician or a magician, excuse me, someone that does cast spells with the Ace of Swords. This is the person casting the spell, the power. I'm getting dancers. So like if you see Fred Astaire, you see what's the brothers? There are two brothers, African American dancers. I cannot think of their names off the top of my head. But you have these, these elite stars. And I'm just getting a lot of spell casting and illusionists at that time. Queen of Cups. I'm getting prostitution from this child. Yes, I do see that. Women, in order to get roles, especially black women, I feel like they had to maybe exploit themselves a little bit harder. The African American artists, I'm getting more so actresses actually, but they had to exploit themselves a little bit more to get roles. Nine of Wands. There's a lot of racism in the entertainment industry. Definitely back when, way back when, where if you didn't have a certain skin tone, a certain look, you would not be casted for certain roles. If you were darker toned or darker skin, you would play a role of someone lower class or working class. If you were lighter skin, you still had to sexualize yourself. And I'm getting Dorothy Dandridge vibes from this. I don't want to put her as the only one in the box, but there may be other African American actresses and performers that if they kind of fit the bill of being quote unquote exotic, like lighter skinned, or features that weren't as broad as the typical African American, they would be casted in roles, but it would be kind of like roles where they would be kind of hoish, to be quite frank, in some of the roles, or they had to do degrading things to get these roles. Let's see what else. Yeah, Three of Wands. They had to degrade themselves. I'm getting prostitute. I'm really getting that. So whether you were a darker skinned woman you were a Caucasian woman, you were a lighter skinned or biracial woman, you still had to play the game. The term yacht girls come up, so that could be a thing that existed way back then. The Knight of Pentacles and the Chariot card. I want to clarify these two cards. I'm going to come back to them. But the Tower card, to me, it has a Hollywood tower. I'm getting a lot of scandals, a lot of murder, a lot of suicides that may have not been um, publicized, talked about, or just kind of hush hush. Hollywood, I feel like the Hollywood fame and glamour of actors and actresses specifically, that's what Hollywood is really based off of. Not so much musicians, but like actors and actresses. Hollywood at one point was supposed to dismantle. It wasn't going to last long. Hence why they shifted into the music industry as being the the golden child of Hollywood, because at one point cinema and film were Hollywood. So yes, they still have actors and actresses even now that are still, popular and reverenced and adored, but nothing tops a musician though. Nothing tops that. Not the modeling industry, not the acting or dancing industry. In entertainment, musicians top Hollywood. They are the pillar of obsession for many, many, many people and reverence by many, many people. Over a actor or actress, yes, it looks glamorous, the Emmys and all of that, but nothing tops music. Music is the most powerful tool. So I'm getting that Hollywood as we knew it with the TV and film, something about it was dying out. It lost some type of flair, or it lost some type of glam at some point, and I feel like music was more of the bigger investment. I want to clarify these real quick. Oh, okay. I'm still clarify, but what just came to me, fake relationships, fake marriages. That was a very big thing back then too, in the golden era of Hollywood. Fake arrangement and marriages, mainly because one of the partners were homosexual or lesbian. So that was part of it, an image. Clarify the Knight of Pentacles and the Chariots, please. Divine Source God. Thank you. Ace of Pentacles, there's Marilyn Monroe energy, and the Knight of Wands, yes. I'm getting like fake relationships. Marilyn Monroe got approached a lot by a demographic of people. I'm getting like black men or something. I don't know whether it's coming to me. It might have been not in her best interest to date black men, but maybe she did have some affairs with black men, black actors, or talents. And it might have been a hush-hush thing or something. Let me see. I don't know. That's random as fuck, but that's what I just got. What's up with this? The Strength card. Yeah, I feel like it would have been a scandal if one of these black men were to really come public, because I feel like she did date at least maybe one. He was probably like let's just use for example Barry, like what's his name? Barry, or is it Harry Philip something? Oh my God. He did a movie with Dorothy Dandridge. I cannot pronounce this dude's name off the top of my head. Belafonte? Harry Belafonte, I think that's how you say his name. Let's say, for example, they were dating behind the scenes. It would have ruined his image with black women or his black audience. There was some type of propaganda back then with African American actors and actresses, and I'm trying to get to the root of it because there's a dark-skinned woman with blonde hair. The Eight of Wands try to come out in reverse. If they don't play a certain way or they don't play the game in some way, they're not going to get roles. They're not going to get jobs. Okay? Seven of Swords is at the bottom of the deck. A lot of witchcraft behind the scenes that back then we couldn't even fathom. This stuff is not new. So all this Satanism stuff is a little bit more blatant. People dressing up and doing these certain acts and performances and stuff like that, music videos and fashions and stuff like that. Satanism, if you will, if you want to call it that, or just like really dark energy or dark demonic acts and rituals, that has been a thing longer than you can even imagine in the entertainment industry, especially in the genesis of Hollywood. Okay. A lot of deceptions, from plastic surgeries to relationships, sexuality to casting couches to tricking the public and creating certain things or hiding scandals, murders, suicides, all kind of shit hidden, pulling the wool over people's eyes. And then you have the Seven of Wands at the bottom of that card, and she's covering. So like, I'm getting cosmetic surgeries. I'm gonna be honest with y'all, this sounds crazy as shit, but some of these people that you look at and say, oh, that's a beautiful woman, no, that was a man. So that's what I'm getting. I know that sounds crazy as shit, but that's what I'm getting. Some of these women that you saw, these actresses or models or pinup, those were dudes. That's crazy shit. Oh shit. Okay, let's move on. No, yeah, some of these were dudes. Some of these women. Okay. You would never know, child. You would never know. And just think, they had the wigs and, they had cosmetic surgery back then, too. They had all kind of stuff. He flew out of the deck, the death card with this vampire Dracula. Yeah, there was a lot of energy vampires. Before there was a Harvey Weinstein, there was those men that were exploiting people, men and women, and probably the little ones. All right, let's move on. That was the genesis of the Hollywood. The next question I want to ask is the future of Hollywood that the higher ups plan. Like, what's their future plans for the entertainment industry or Hollywood? So let's get into it. I'm going to use the Aleister Crowley deck for that, the Thoth Tarot. What is the future? Future plans for Hollywood by the higher ups. This card came up upright. The Eight of Wands with swiftness. A lot of LGBT agendas I'm getting. Be free. Do what you want. Love who you want, even if that's a little one. Do what you want. That's going to be a big thing. Like, they've already been pushing that, but they see it as being something successful because the Eight of Wands can represent energy and intention. So the Eight of Wands is Sagittarius and Mercury. Sagittarius usually is like dealing with foreign things, expansion, freedom, adventure, learning. And then you have Mercury, which is also social, communication, social media, networking, also different forms of communication, which could be energetic communication. So like subliminal messaging, using advertisement with certain colors or certain suggestions. That could be another form of communication. What's the future plans? Thank you. You have the Nine of Discs, which is the Nine of Pentacles that represents money, finances, and it's called the Gain card. So financial gain. It's all about money and energy. That's the biggest thing. Money, power, and energy is the three major things of the music industry. Energy harvesting and stealing, manipulating, financial gain, which riches and wellness, power and authority. Those are the top things. The Hangman, the Ace of Swords. The Hangman can also represent some type of spiritual initiation. In Freemasonry, they have, and it looks like a crucifixion, but upside down. So there's this blasphemy, this twisted energy I'm picking up on. So like, Maybe to pervert people's perception of what's right and what's wrong. Um, Certain sacrifices I'm hearing that may be perceived as like abnormal, turning it into a normal thing. So like, I'm getting humiliation rituals. So like you might see a man in a dress or whatever or a skirt and be like, oh, that's high fashion. And some people with the right mind be like, what the fuck is he doing? Why is he like that looks stupid? That's a humiliation ritual. It's like something perverse. Like you have to sacrifice certain things to get what you want or to win favor. You got to do this. It's like a perverse thing. It's very twisted. So like how we are taught or what we know Jesus to be is the savior of humanity, right? He had to die for our sins, right? So to flip that ideology, whether we believe that to be true or not, whether religious or not, that is what we are taught, right? Or told when we hear about Jesus. That's his whole thing, right? So in the industry or whatever this energy is, to perverse it and flip it and reverse it, as Missy Elliott would say. Flip it and reverse it and present it to you in a certain way that seems normal. Even if you psychologically know that it's not normal, you will think it's normal at some point. And that is their plan. That's what they're trying to do. That is what they're trying to do. That's what they're trying to gain. They don't care about your soul as the viewer, and they don't care about the person that they're exploiting soul. They don't give a fuck about that. They don't care. They do not care. They could give a damn. Okay, restlessness. They're not letting up. Fortune. Yeah, they're not letting up. This is this is all about fortune and fame. For them, it's like money. We can stay in the background and throw rocks and hide our hand, do things, puppet, pull the strings. And the product, the artist or the creative, they're just a product for us. That's all they are. And they are seeking fortune and fame. We don't give a fuck about fame. We can hide in the back. We don't care. The people that we're using and abusing, they care about being seen. They care about fortune and fame. That's what they care about. We don't. We're working restlessly and tirelessly with our agenda. We don't care who we have to work, step on. Indecision. Some of your favorite artists or entertainers, getting a woman here, this may not be like a specific artist or entertainer, but I'm getting a metaphor of regretting decisions that they've made. There's this split thing between some of them that have the right mind or at one point did. They know deep down inside that there's a divine order to their life and that they're going to be taken care of regardless. But then there's this other side that gets tempted, that wants to see what's on the other side. Can I get ahead? They don't have patience. And some of them might regret the decisions that they've made. Devotion. Yeah. Saturn and Libra. Some of these oaths and some of these contracts have led to other people's demise. I'm not sure what that means, but you have two seventh house cards, which are Libra placements. The seventh house rules contracts, partnerships, marriage, and so on and so forth. Our relationships. So there's these promises, there's these relationships, these oaths, these allegiances that are taken. People regret them. Some of them devote their whole life to these things and still end up in a tragic demise, I'm hearing. Saturn and Libra, that's a lesson that some of these people had to learn in this lifetime. Birth. Oh my God, I don't want to tell you what the fuck I see with this. This looks like a child with a baby. I don't even want to go into that. I do not want to go into that. No. Concentration. Some people are sworn to secrecy due to fear, due to being attacked by the public with Saturn in Gemini, their third house, which is communication, networking, social. Um, Sworn to secrecy in some sense because it's like if I do, I get caught up in a web. And I feel like a dark entity silences these people with fear, so they never speak out. There's a child star, could have been. This is a brunette child star that might have been popular in the 40s. They might have. Oh my God, I don't want to say this. My God. Okay. I'm getting pregnancy. Oh my God. Young age. That child never lived, or they gave birth to the child and the child was used for demonic purposes. Because you have Venus in Cancer. That's the mother sign. That's family. Intuition. Mercury in Cancer. These people, I feel like they have psychics and astrologists that they consult in their own personal elites. These are not people that you just come across on Craigslist or on YouTube or on TikTok. These are well-informed, elite, hand-picked psychics, shamans, witches, occultists, astrologists, numerologists, that they utilize and tap into to guide them, to give them guidance. They have certain deities. I'm getting goddesses, but I'm getting like almost like androgynous goddesses or deities, or like male and female like energy, like a hermaphrodite energy, like a goddess or deity that they worship or that they pay homage to. Negotiation, which is Jupiter and Libra. Another seventh house placement, again, partnerships, contracts. There's a lot of contracts that I feel like entertainers, like they sign. It may not always be what we think, like, oh, they're part of the Illuminati and that. Nah, it's not always record labels and stuff like that. Sometimes it's other organizations and some that you don't even know about. If you negotiate with us, you do X, Y, and Z, or just being associated with us is going to favor you. It's going to work out for you. We need you to gather with us and like dance under the lunar eclipse or the solar eclipse. We need you to do this on a full moon on this date. Dance topless doing X, Y, and Z, or we just need you to go to this conference room and sit in and I don't know, chant and shit with us with no clothes on. Just like stuff like different rituals, you know? To them, this shit isn't weird. It's just like a protocol. Okay. Protection with the moon and Aries. Some of these people didn't have an identity to begin with. From birth, they were already born into the shit. Some of them, you don't even know they were born into it. You don't know if some of their parents were already music executives or worked with entertainment, whether they were in the spotlight or not. They worked behind the scenes. They rubbed shoulders with certain people. These kids were born into this. These adults that you see that are entertainers, they were born into it. But they'll sell you a story and tell you that this was somebody that just was discovered on the street playing a guitar or some shit. Or we found them on X Factor or something. Nah. Their daddy or their mom is probably somebody on set that works. There's that. Some of these individuals were not protected in the way that they should have. Their parents put them out on Front Street very early. You see how one of the babies is you know, clothed, they have no clothes on, and they're sitting on a table. Mm-mm. The ones that seek the most validation and the most attention, because in order to desire fame, you already have to be broken and suffer from some level of trauma to where you seek public admiration because you don't feel validated by the people closest to you. So to get the world's validation and love would hint at some sort of emptiness. The biggest celebrity that we've ever seen in the world, Michael Jackson said it himself. He wanted to be loved and adored. He wanted to be famous so he could be loved. Like, you know, like, so those that seek the most validation, you have to kind of look at their childhood if there's any record of it. You'll see the brokenness there. You just have to pay attention. And because we're so addicted to the music and the persona and the fashion and the image, we don't use our spiritual eye. We don't use our discernment to see past shit. We just like what we like. Oh, they're not like this. Oh, y'all just jealous. Just kind of just bird brain shit. Like a common sense person would say, I do not envy that position at all whatsoever. Especially a person that values their privacy and their peace would never want to be fucking famous. Never. Know everybody knowing what you up to, where you're at, who you're dating, who you're talking to, or fabricating your life, and you don't know what it's like to be human sometimes. Fuck that. No. The money, yeah, maybe. Might be like, yeah, I wish I had that money, but at the same time, like, what you got to do to get that, I don't want to experience that. I'm not delusional. I'm not a child. I don't look at famous people and go, oh, I wish that was me. The fuck? No. Unless you seek admiration and validation within yourself, you're one or two things. You're a broken individual and or you're just narcissistic. There's no use of fame. It's nothing to that, like, at all. There's nothing about that that is glamorous. I just don't get it. Like, I don't get what people be seeing. Like, it's not beautiful. It's not glamorous. These people are not, like, happy. Like, if you really look, when I sit in, even the so-called average person, you could look at a person's face and their demeanor, their energy, and tell this person is unhappy. You could look in the eyes of a person. So when I see certain people walk on the red carpet and they're taking pictures and they're smiling, if you look in their eyes, there's an emptiness sometimes. There's a sadness sometimes. There's a, almost like I'm not here anymore. I'm gone, like I'm out of it. I'm out of my mind, or I'm not here. I've checked out, or I disassociated. Too many human gazes and eyes on you is not natural. And if you think about it from this perspective of, if you believe in psychic attacks and you believe in the evil eye, imagine one person, just this one individual that has people constantly watching them, whether it's on TV or a music video or going on their social media, looking at them on the red carpet or looking at their pictures online. And all these people do not have good intentions. Some of them lust after them, want to harm them, want to stalk them, obsess over them, maybe jealous of them, may think negatively about them. And you have all these gazes on you spiritually, sending you energy. You have to imagine what that feels like for the other person. They got to have some like tough skin and or some like massive amount of spiritual protection around them. They got to have it, and spiritual cleansing, because that is not a natural position to be in. I don't care what nobody says. That is not natural. It is not. So let's get into the future of the entertainment. Before I do, I kind of want to see like what kind of spiritual work do they be doing, or magic, or what do they be doing? That they be pulling on the masses. What do they be doing? What is it that they be doing? Okay, so they have palmistry interpretation, candle magic, fortune cookies. Okay, that's interesting. Feathers. So I get like a lot of channeling and trying to see what the future is. Ouija boards, seances, in other words, contacting the dead, contacting spirits, channeling spirits, crystal ball, clarity. Yeah, there's a lot of trying to pry into the future or what's ahead so that maybe they could derail it or maybe align with it more if it fits in their favor. Yeah, pendulum with decision. Okay. So let's go ahead and move on and tap into what the future of the industry, entertainment industry looks like. The future of the entertainment industry as a whole. What does that look like? Divine Source, God, Divine Spirit. Okay, the Queen of Cups. The Prince of Wands. The Arts. Seven of Wands. They're going to fight really hard for this agenda. The Hermit. They're going to fight really hard for this gender fluid agenda. They're going to use women and they're going to use androgynous males, homosexual males. Yeah, they're going to push that really hard. That agenda really, really, really hard. Something might not play out as long as expected because I feel like there's going to be a elder of the entertainment industry that's going to pass away. Once that person is gone, then it's kind of like that spell, because I get that whoever this, it's like a gatekeeper of the industry as a whole. Once this person passes on, that spell, that oath that they made, that they took a long time ago, once they die, it's done. I don't feel like they have heirs or heiresses. I feel like they don't have children or something, or their children may not be a part of the industry or something. If so, but I don't feel like they have children. Whoever this person is, once they pass on, it's like the spell is broken. And the music industry might be scraping for change, trying to find its identity again. I said music industry, I didn't mean to say that, but that's what came out of my mouth. So yeah, maybe major like music industry, or just like this person is a part of the entertainment industry as a whole, mainly music, but they may be a part of certain like entertainment companies or film companies, or just entertainment as a whole. So like, let's say like CBS or things like that. Yeah, that they are tied into that corporation as a whole, as an entertainment whole, and that person passes on, that oath dies with them. So let me keep going. Yeah, the Seven of Wands with the bot. So it's going to die out. That illusion casted is going to die. It's not going to be able to hold its weight anymore. Oppression. Yeah, some people are going to be way like, some of them are not going to have that financial standing anymore. They might be broke or struggling when it comes to their career. The Queen of Wands is here. Disappointment. Some of you, there could be like a big female artist that also disappoints the public at some point. Some type of secret, some sort of relations or ties. Could be a relationship because you got Scorpio or Mars in Scorpio. So a masculine energy or some type of secret or scandal connected could tie into this disappointment, or people being disappointed in this Queen of Wands, this creative, this big, larger than life creative energy. The Queen of Wands can represent a witch herself, or creative, someone that's very charismatic, very likable, very attractive. You got ruin at the bottom of the deck. So let me clarify with the Oracle deck and see what is the future of the music industry. Discrimination. Now you have Scorpio. No, Virgo, sorry. Virgo in Venus. Like some sort of harsh criticism around this person's artistry, their creative energy. This person may be trying to revamp themselves, recreate something, because there's an energy that's dying out. It's almost like pop music. It's not the same. R&B is not the same. It's like, yeah, these people are gonna have to bite their tongue. They're gonna have to eat their words. The manipulation card is Jupiter in Scorpio, and this, I believe, is Aleister Crowley. A lot of these entertainers follow the teachings of Aleister Crowley, the spells and all of that. Some things that are not just put online that you hear. This is like real deep shit that they're into. So all this ritual magic and all this shit, there's something about their allegiances, their devotions. They're carrying out a message. There's like an ancient energy here. I don't want to say Lucifer, but for some reason that does come to mind. Like Lucifer, there's so many different misconceptions and misinformation and confusion around Lucifer versus Satan. They're two different beings, or are they the same? And blah, blah, blah. Was Lucifer really a light being? I feel like this is Lucifer. This beautiful man figure with this sun energy, which can represent as they call it, the morning star. The morning star is the sun. So I'm getting something with that, like there's worship around this. Maybe it looks innocent to them, this devotion. I see some more celebrity deaths that are going to shock people. These aren't people that die because of old age or something. It's like there's something shocking about it. And it is connected to some sort of allegiances that they've made. And I don't know. It's like, it's very vague. So I don't want to just say what, like, oh, it's this or it's that, because I'm not getting what it is. But there is some type of devotion, some type of allegiances. I just heard killing two birds with one stone. Some people in the industry, they funny as fuck. They think that as long as they stay in alignment or allegiance to and devoted to a certain particular group or practice, ritualistic, whatever. It's like they feel like as long as they're in cahoots, that it can't be them. But I'm sorry to laugh, but I just is what I'm getting. Like, no, honey, no. If anything, you're the one that's going to get it. It's like we're looking at one person. Let's say, like, let's put R. Kelly into the mix. Let's say everybody's looking at R. Kelly like, ooh, look at him. Look what he did. Ooh, look what Epstein did. Look what Weinstein did. And there's some other people on the other side thinking, okay, yeah, I told on them. Yeah, I got them. That's the one that gets knocked off because you can't be trusted. You see? Have you ever watched mobster movies? And there's that one dude that's like trying to kiss their ass and playing both sides. Like, yeah, I'm going to get this person set up and then I'm going to tell and make it seem like, see, you can trust me. I got you. I got your back. And the mobster's looking at you like, no, you are not to be trusted because you play both sides. You're fake. You have no allegiance to anyone. I don't trust you. You out. That's the energy that I get from this. It's the person that thinks that they're good. Like, oh, okay, I covered my ass. You're not to be trusted, so you got to be out. You're out of the game. You're out of the circle, whether that's by death or by humiliation by the public. But we're done with you. We don't like snitches around here. You're a snitch. That's what I'm getting from this. You're not to be trusted. We will use you as long as we need you. But make no mistake, we see you for what you are, and we don't trust you. When we're done with you, you're out. That's the vibe I get from this. So if there are some strange deaths or some people coming out of the woodworks talking about this person did this and that, whatever, make no mistake, it is because they're in it. Like, we can try to make everybody seem innocent. Oh, Bill Cosby's innocent and stuff like that. Nah, I don't think so. See, their dirt, they get to hide their dirt in these organizations because they all play dirty. It's only until there's some type of trying to cross where you think that you're getting away with something. The public may not know what you're trying to get away with, but the insiders or the people that are in that same circle rubbing shoulders, they know what's up. So somebody's bound to get caught up in their own mess. And they kind of tie the rope around their own neck, if you will. Let's see what else. If you guys have a question, leave your questions about, if you have an industry question. I'm not going to ask about, oh, is so-and-so going to get married? I'm not asking that dumb shit. I don't give a fuck about that. Half of these people that y'all be lusting after is gay or just somebody you shouldn't even want to be with. So, no. So if it's like a industry thing or a mystery, I'm good with that. But if it's like relationships and who's gonna put out an album, and I don't give a fuck about that. We're not gonna ask that. With all due respect, I'm not asking that. Hold on, I'm gonna. Okay. So let's get into the rest of this. Just gonna fill in my time. So you have power, originality, enthusiasm, defense, choice, and indecision card came out again. So there's gonna be some type of feminine energy. I keep getting Scorpio energy, or Scorpio could represent scandals, can represent secrets, the occult, sex, murder, death. I feel like there's gonna be a female celebrity that's gonna pass away that people are gonna be kind of shocked by that. I don't know the time frame of this. There's also going to be some type of technology with the music industry. Maybe they're going to try to recreate something. They might use a lot of film, a lot of biopics. Um, hmm. Yeah, I see film, but it's like some type of technology or something that they're going to use. I don't really feel like it's AI voices or AI rappers or singers or movies. Maybe there's something with this, like using strange technologies. They're really excited about it. They feel like it's going to be, they're going to try to target children with this strange technology. I feel like it's like this imaginative, fairy tale type energy. Could be cinema, like I said. There's going to be parents, or the public is not going to be in alignment with it. They're going to fight against this. Whatever this strange technology is, it could be trying to resurrect a passed over, could be like a celebrity that passed on and they're using their likeness or their image in a way or something. There could be people coming against that. There's going to be this choice and decisions made about allegiances. I don't feel like this is public, but there might be more people coming out wanting to expose. It's like I could either expose this or there could be consequences, very harmful consequences. Because the seventh house keeps coming up. This Libra energy keeps coming up. You got Libra and Mars here, and then you have Libra and Mercury again, the seventh house, which is partnerships, contracts. There's going to be a lot of loss. It is. I just get like the industry as we know it is changing, and it's not going to have the same psychological brainwashing effect that it always has. The object of celebrity, or like like the whole adultery of celebrity, I feel like is waning. Yes, you still have a large demographic of people who worship celebrities, but there's a larger demographic of people that I feel like are not in that sleeping state. Because as long as you're unaware of things, you're more receptible to be played, you're more receptible to being brainwashed or being kind of swept into an illusion of. The most balanced thing I could say for a person that loves music or loves TV, film, entertainment of any sort is to separate the person from the art. Like, we can listen to a R. Kelly song and probably all agree that his music was very, 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 like, um, what's the right word? Very influential in a sense, like his dance songs. I Believe I Could Fly, how that became one of those graduation type of songs, and Step in the Name of Love, like, um, arguably like Ignition and stuff like that. You can't deny that those songs are good songs, that he was a creative person musically. But to separate the person, yeah, you can reverence the art without reverencing the artist, because the artist is just that, it's their art, but they're still a person, they're still a human being, and that human being may be flawed. We're all flawed. That human being may be someone that's terribly out of bounds. You know what I mean? And some people are either going to be that delusional type that's like, oh, they can do no wrong, and the victims are making it up and they're lying, or, you know, everybody's just jealous. They just want this person's money, or they just want to tear this man down, or whatever the case may be. Or you're going to say within your logical mind, like, this person, like, due to what's here, what these people are saying and the evidence, this person sounds fucked up. Do they make good music, or do they, like, their movies or acting is amazing? Yeah, but that doesn't mean that I have to agree with the person. People fight tooth and nail for people that don't even know them. These celebrities don't know you. Most of them. They don't know who you are. They don't read the comment sections that you going in on people about. Beyonce's internet and all that shit. Beyonce don't own the internet. Like, that's the most stupidest, like, that's the dumbest shit I've ever heard. Do I like Beyonce's music? Do I like her as an entertainer? Yeah. I don't know that heifer for real, for real. Like, she could just be putting on a facade. I don't know these people like that. I don't know them. They are a brand. They're making money off of your liking of them, your admiration for them, your adoration, your obsession of them. That's it. They don't know you like that. And people have parasocial relationships with celebrities, and they like to think that these celebrities find them special and, oh, we're just family and we love each other and all that stuff. Like, yeah, they could appreciate you. You know, some of them may appreciate their fans, I'm sure, and want to, you know, show kindness and respect and grateful for their support. But at the end of the day, like, you fighting a little too hard for another human being. Now, if that be your own sister that did some shit, or your own cousin, your uncle that had all these women in the house and was doing heinous things towards them, you would disown that uncle. You're not going to be sitting there going, oh, but it's R. Kelly, though. You know, it's them, though. He gets away with it. This person could lick donuts at a shop and just say, oh, it was just pure fun. They were just being silly. They were just being young. Let that be a girl across the corner. Y'all be so mad. Y'all be protesting. Unless it's a celebrity that you don't like, That's not normal behavior. I just want people to take a step back and really look at that. How hard you go for another human being that you don't fucking know. That any average person, if they were to do the same shit that these people would do, you would so-called cancel them or report them or disown them or separate yourself from them. You wouldn't even want to defend that. But because this person makes a song that makes you want to shake your ass, or they're beautiful or they're handsome and they can do no wrong and they talked in a soft voice and you like, whatever you like about them, it's hard for you to fathom that they could be like that. That they're just human. And some of them, you got to think about it like this. I'm gonna bring it right back again. You have to think of it like this. A person that prioritizes fame and celebrity and an image, and this is where selling your soul comes in. We want to make it mystical instead of looking at it as practical, in a sense of when you think of your soul, you think of things that make you you, the things that you value, your morals, your values, the things that you stand for, your identity. When you sell your soul, you're saying, I give you permission to create an image for me, to tell me how to present myself, to tell me what to create and not to create. I can't associate with this person or that person. Or you may even tell me I need to change this about my look, my hair, my clothes, how I speak, how I talk, my interests. When should I do this? How much I should weigh? What's my diet? How do I eat? How do I sleep? Who do I date? All of this stuff is you giving away your free will. You're giving away your own mindset. And I know this to be factual and to be true because Katy Perry said it herself. In her own words, in her own way, she says she cut her own hair off and changed her whole look because she did not want to be associated to that image that was marketed as Katy Perry. And it's sad because you present yourself with your own name and your own name almost becomes a corporation, so therefore you don't even own it anymore. Hence Kanye West. My friend, I'm not going to say the record label, but she was telling me that she was in an office to get signed and sign a contract with this record label, a big record label, mind you. And they told her, your voice is too soulful. We don't need another India or Ari or another Brandy R&B star. We need someone more like Rihanna, someone that gives more a sex appeal or sells sex. That's what we need. We don't need any more of those R&B soulful sounds. Her own words, not mine. um, if I'm not mistaken, she did sign it, but she didn't. The production company that she was under, the producer that essentially signed her to that deal, it didn't work out. There was a lot that she was not willing to do, so he kind of just distanced himself from her. So you have to imagine, the bigger the star, the more you have to sacrifice. And at that point, moralistically, you have to look at it from this place. If you're willing to give up yourself, what makes you think this person is not going to be immoral and do certain things that you can't even fathom that they would do? What makes you think that? They don't even have a loyalty or allegiance to their own self. The only thing they give a fuck about is their fame, their money, the attention that they get. And sometimes they're a slave to their craft. That's their escape. That's where they find value in themselves. Like my ability to sing, my ability to dance, or my ability to act, my ability to whatever. This is all I'm worth and what I'm valued for. So I might as well just die in the shit or just keep giving and feeding it and knowing that they're empty. Some of them don't even feel good about themselves until they go on stage, because they get to perform, they get to step out of reality and become this larger than life thing and maybe do the things that they love to do. When they step off stage, they feel lonely, they're depressed. What are they doing? They're drinking, they're getting high, they're sleeping with all these people, or they're at war with themselves, they're depressed, and people think that that's the life. In the beginning, it might be fun, it might be cute, it might feel good in the beginning. When you're empty, praise and worship, you feed off of that. That's why some people do not know how to step away from the spotlight. They always have to be online, or they always got to be in people's faces. They always have to be in the headlines doing something, making up things. They cannot exist without that validation externally. And it's a dangerous thing. If you try to come into the entertainment, you can be someone that loves the art of music and you want to perform and you want to share because you love to dance, you love to act, whatever. But if you don't have self identity, self pride, self love. When I say self pride, not like egotistical, narcissistic pride, but where you respect yourself, you honor yourself, that you will never compromise yourself, that you find value and worth within and not externally. When you're trying to find validation outside of yourself, you're going to be God. You are easy. You say that you would never sell your soul and all that stuff. Oh, I would never do this. Oh, I ain't doing this for money. But if you don't love yourself and you still feel good about getting validated by a whole bunch of people, especially people you don't even know like that, or people that don't really mean nothing in your everyday life, you are in for trouble. You are in for trouble. You are. You're not that strong. I guarantee you, you're not. Like, you're not. Like, if you, if you're honest with yourself, and you feel like, or you think that being famous or having people praise you and like if you get a high just off of a whole bunch of people liking your shit on social media, imagine a million people validating you. It's going to become a drug to you if you're empty. And I guarantee you, you're going to sell yourself to get more of it. And what I mean by selling yourself may not always be under the terms of someone else, or a head or an executive or a handler or something. Sometimes it's you doing things like, okay, if I post a picture of me with my shirt off like this, or if I bend over like this, or I post my Louis Vuittons, it's like you start looking, you start feeding, you start to become a junkie to attention and validation. It gets to the point where some of these celebrities, they will put out shit about themselves just to get attention, just to get some publicity. That's how desperate. That is sick. I'm gonna date this person, or I'm getting suggestions you should date this guy or this woman because your movie's about to come out or your album's about to come out. We need you to go out on a date with this person and pretend like y'all having a good time. We need you to sit next to each other at this NBA game, even if y'all have never talked outside of this. That, like, who wants to live that life? And some of you might say, oh, if that means I'm getting a check. No. Some of these people that you think is rich, they ain't even rich. Some of this shit is owned by somebody else. They just renting the shit. It's not even real. Hollywood is just that. It's an illusion. Hollywood, it's a spell. It's a major corporation that we all done fall into. Zena, you said, are there ones that make it further doing more dirt and deeds to get there? There's some that I don't know how they're famous. Hell yes. Hell yes. That's the more plausible thing, is like the people that you look at and like, this heifer ain't got no talent, or this dude ain't got hardly no talent. They can barely act, they can barely sing, they can dance, they don't do nothing. This person is boring to watch on stage, or this person is not that funny. Why is this person so famous? Yeah, because they are willing to play a game. They're willing to sell and do whatever they got to do to get to where they got to get to. And those people can be disposable depending on, because this is the thing, we're, as a people, as the public, we are very powerful in number. So like, if we stop watching the TV show, they'll cancel the shit. They don't want to see it. We don't want to watch it. If a certain album comes out that's overly hyped and it's commercialized, if we don't resonate with it, we don't like it, we're not going to buy it, we're not going to stream it. So then what happens is that person, their numbers plateau. They don't go anywhere. Some people do pay for numbers, pay for subscribers, pay for viewers and followers and streams and stuff like that. Yes, that is a real thing. But people, the cancel culture is very powerful. When the public agrees that there's somebody that they don't agree with, they don't like, or that they're up, or that they're against, or just don't really support like that, that person will fade. or they'll have to really work hard to redeem themselves. So there's power in the public. The machine feeds off of your energy, feeds off of your ignorance, feeds off of your obsession of celebrities, maybe even your hatred, feeds off of um, your energy of the spell. Because some of these celebrities have people under a spell and under illusion. And it's so sad because I really had to sit with this. I'm not going to name the celebrity by name. Because it is kind of hard to dismantle that, because since you were a child, you looked up to this celebrity, or you just looked at them in this godlike. And that's one thing that you have to catch yourself when you start putting celebrities in a position of godlike figures, and you reverence them so much that you defend them over your own mama. There's something wrong there. A celebrity should not have you passing out, sweating, crying, and just like at the sight of them, just them breathing. I remember my, my best friend in high school, when we used to watch 106 in Park, she said she would cry when she would see B2K come on the screen, like just fanatically cry. And I'm like, there's something wrong with that. Spiritually, energetically, that's not normal. You can blame it on the person and their own like psychological issues or whatever. Yeah, maybe. But and same thing with the Beatles. Like they had that same effect, and it's not normal. It's like a godlike energy. And when I sat with it on a logical standpoint, I said, yes, there's people out there that have very powerful energy, but there's people that know how to utilize energy in a way to manipulate the masses, whether they're using, psychological or psychology, or they're using witchcraft or all the above. Yeah. And it's scary that you can't even like say this artist is not that good, or personally I don't like this person's music like that, and people, oh my god, really, oh you're just delusional, oh my god. Like, okay, I just don't like their music like that. I don't see the hype in it. It's okay. You know? I feel like celebrity is kind of shifting from like creative artists and entertainers to now social media. Content creators are the new celebrity now. And I feel like that's more so because people feel they can relate to them. Because here it is, this average guy, this average girl, or man or woman that started a platform gaming or doing hacks or DIY hacks or beauty content. And now they're in magazines, they're doing this, they were on TikTok, and now they're, talking to celebrities and bumping shoulders. So it gives you the illusion of that. And I'll get into content creators that sell their souls too, because that is a thing. Make no mistake that is a thing. It is. It's just like it doesn't work like that for everyone, and that's the illusion. Just how celebrities used to sell the American dream, that all you have to do is have talent and believe in yourself and strive, and one day you're gonna meet the right people and blah blah blah, and then you'll get signed and audition. No, no. Some cases, yes, you can put yourself in positions to bump shoulders with people and they may want to endorse you. But once you get in them doors, you have to give something up. You do. You just have to. In the beginning, maybe you can kind of slide and just kind of bump shoulders without doing certain things. But make no mistake, there's an undercover, what I believe. Because I even talked to dancers or some celebrities, like people that have danced, like backup dance for certain people, and they'll tell you like it's a politic. Like nobody is just able to just not give something up or sell their morals or keep their mouth shut to get ahead. Like you have to compromise yourself. You do. Nobody gets to just walk around, even gospel singers, and I know that might be something for some people that they cannot fathom that. But there are gospel singers that are on that same tip with the witchcraft and stuff. It's entertainment. That's what y'all don't understand. It's simply entertainment, child. There might be some that feel that guilt because they really do believe in God and the Lord and the Most High, or whatever, Jesus, and grew up in church, they might have that sense of guilt. But the more corrupt, the more you rub shoulders with corrupt people, you start to lose yourself. And every now and then you might come back and be like, oh, fuck, what am I doing? Like, what's up? Like, this isn't me. That happens every now and then. But to walk away, to say, I give all this up, I can't say that I blame them. You are accustomed to a lifestyle, and for you to say, I'm giving all this up, I'm just going to walk away and go back to possibly having nothing. I can imagine that that's not an easy decision to make. And maybe that's why some of them attempt suicide or go through with it, or why some of them keep themselves drugged up or overspending, traveling, sleeping with multiple people, you know. Some of these celebrities don't like average people and everyday people, and it's not because they think they're better than you, but they envy you. And I know that's hard to believe, but they envy you because you don't have to go under the same pressure of life that they do. Even though you might struggle, even though you work a 9 to 5, and that might be the thing that makes them feel better, like above you, like, oh, you struggle and you don't have this and you don't have that. Nobody knows you. You only got 500 followers. Some celebrities are so sadistic. Summer Walker is one of them. Like, I like her music, but she's one of them. She's something else. How she talks to people online and so-called fans, like, she's something else. But that's the only way that they can put themselves above you, is to say that they have money and they have all this fame, they have all this attention and stuff like that. But deep down inside, they do wish that they were able to do what they wanted in life and date who they want to date and not be told what to do, what to say, or you can't say that, you can't post that, delete that, or you can't date them, you can't do this and that, or we think you should do this more and this and that. And you might be like, I don't want to do that, but you can't say that. Then you have the yes men are like, yeah, just let you do what you want to do, let you just destroy yourself because they're getting paid. So they can't relate to you, really, especially those that did not grow up having a normal childhood or life. They grew up in this shit. They didn't have a chance to be a child. They didn't have a chance to have their own identity. It was already mapped out for them. The resentment that you got to have towards your own parents, to think that, how dare you just throw me in the arms of some strangers, and I got to work these long hours and be around these strange people, and I don't get to play, I don't get to interact with normal kids, or I got to be around people 24/7 that are just all about the glitz and the glam, or the image. And that is psychologically, like, I keep using that word, but really that is, that's like, that's something I cannot imagine for a child. And the list of child stars is long. And looking at your parents, like, how dare you? Like, you must, like, I would question, does my parents even love me? And that's why some of them emancipate themselves at a very young age. Some of them like 14 years old, 16 years old, to get away from their parents. Get their checks away from their parents, because your parents should be someone that's wise enough to save or put your money in a trust or something, but instead they buy in lavish gifts and all this other stuff, their lifestyle. Some of them with drug addictions and stuff like that. Some of the parents are handlers. That's something that you can never imagine. So I can sympathize and empathize with some of these people to an extent. Like, it's not okay to take your trauma and hurt others. I feel like, I'll use Drew Barrymore. Like, there's some child stars that have gone through trauma that have like changed their life for the better, in a sense, or strive to go against that same generational trauma or karma, whatever you want to call it, or curses, and break it through them. And there's some that will still continue that legacy of trauma, which is sad. Keeping the family business going, like that, you're a slave. You're a slave. So, I don't know. Was that a question, Zena? You said, are there ones that make it further doing? I feel like yes. I don't know if I need to pull on that. Um, Yeah, there are people that will make it further doing things to get where they are. I do believe that. I do believe that. So I'm always say this. I don't know why anybody would want to be famous. I don't see it at all. You know, um, I feel like to build a platform off of genuine fandom, if you want to call it that, where people, or I should say supporters, people that genuinely support what you do. Um, maybe doing independent films or independent music, or, booking shows and stuff in your city or other states where you don't have to go through record labels or shady business practices and people that are spiritually corrupt and morally corrupt. Like, you don't have to do any of that. You don't got to do any of that. There's this, I think it's either on Hulu or Amazon, maybe Netflix. One of those platforms, they have a movie with this guy, and it talks about how he had to go through these satanic rituals or whatever, join this brotherhood in order to make it on late night TV. I think he's like a late night host. It's like a movie. I can't think of the name off the top of my head, but some might need to watch that because I think people really don't believe these things to be true because it seems so fictional. Um, but it's not. Yeah. Like, I'm not a fan. I'm not an Ice Spice fan. I think she's very overrated. Um, and she's somebody that's like you can tell that they're trying to push her onto you. Like, the hell was that? They try to push her onto you, and it's just like she's very mediocre. She has no stage presence. Her raps are not good at all. Um, she just always looks like she's a zombie, like she's not there. She's not that enthused. And that's how you can tell when it's just people that are just signed for an agenda. You're just there for a time. You're not your own person anymore. You're just this vessel. Um, and you notice that, and I'll speak of the likes of like Suki Hanas and Sexy Reds, where they have a lot of sexual trauma, you can tell. And they use certain people that have these traumas. And I know, like, in this day and time, people enjoy that type of vulgar rap. But I just, you know what I mean? Like, the gorillas and stuff. I think for a certain degree, and the Megan Thee Stallions and stuff like that, like they could have like songs that you like. Like, I might be able to pick and choose some songs I like, but I don't agree and I don't celebrate the image of some of that shit because I know that it's programming. I know that it's an agenda. And to be a black woman and support that just lets me know that like something is mentally wrong with you if you celebrate that. Celebrating a black woman in her creativity, yeah, that's cool, you know. But to the extent of this, like what you see on TV and stuff like that, the performances, and just the stupid shit that comes out of their mouth, whether they're doing it to get a rise, to get attention, the fact that you would even do that, again, that's selling your soul. You'll do anything for attention and fame. I can't respect you. And I know I might not be in the mass majority because everybody loves these artists, but I feel sorry for them in a sense because if you're pretending to be this hot girl or this stripper, like hoish type character, and that's not really you, again, you're selling your soul. Or you are that and you're allowing the industry to exploit your pain and your trauma. They love that. They usually choose people that already have emptiness, like I said. To want to be famous and do anything to be famous already shows that you don't have you don't have a real self-esteem. You have no moral respect, and you're they're traumatized because you feel the need to be filled up by external things. There's something that's amiss there. There's something that's empty on the inside of you. No healthy person that has a healthy self-esteem and self-image would ever want fame. Ever. And there's some people in the industry that may very well have, strong senses of self where they don't feel the need to always be in the spotlight and shit like that, or do things for scandal and to get attention. Um, because you don't always hear or see about them. But then there's those that will pop out and do anything for attention. You got to question that. Me personally, when it comes to Rihanna, why we ain't getting no albums, we ain't getting no music, probably because she wants out of this shit, the machine of the music industry. I don't blame people that's like, I'm good with that. I'm going to invest my money in something else or another. I'm going to invest my brand into other things because the music industry is a motherfucker. The industry, entertainment, whatever, because it's not just entertainment, it's fashion. I guess you can put fashion into entertainment. That's a whole nother thing, too. Just the horror stories that models and stuff have to go through is a whole nother topic, too. You know? Yeah, I just don't like hearing artists, talking about dumb shit, talking about their vaginas itch and it stinks, and that stuff is not cute to me. The gonorrhea lip glosses and the booty hole juice, whatever lip gloss, all this dumb like that. It's ignorant. I don't think it's funny. I don't think it's cute. I don't think it's liberating. I don't think there's nothing about that to me is positive. It just isn't. And that's how delusional we are, that we come to a place where we accept that as, oh, it's just art. Oh, she just being her. Oh, she just being real. Real stupid, real wounded. You know what I mean? Like, she had the thing too that I do admire though, at least about her, she has the audacity to show up as she is, toxic or not, wounded or not. That's the only thing I can take from that. But other than that, I can't agree with it. I can't respect it. As a woman, I can't. And let's not get on the men too, because them niggas, excuse my language, heavily wounded. My God, wounded. Oh my goodness, like just out of it, you know? So it didn't surprise me so much when Drake had that little downfall that he had, which I feel like it was all strategic. I feel like it was all an agenda. Him and the Kendrick Lamar thing, I feel like that's entertainment to an extent. Yes, there's realness in it, but I feel like for the most part, it's just some industry shit. For the most part, in my opinion. And I'm not surprised by it because Drake being the big artist that he is, moralistically, I don't feel like he was sound. And we sweep a lot of things under the rug, and it takes someone pointing it out and putting a veil over it. Now, if an average man or woman that wasn't in the industry said all these things about Drake, people would probably shun him away, ignore them, say that they were lying, say that they were jealous or delusional, mentally ill. But another celebrity has to shame and humiliate that other person for you to say, oh, now I believe him, or now I see it. Oh, he's a bad guy. And how fast people put Drake on a pedestal to then dropping him down off that pedestal was insane. Like, you motherfuckers was just bumping Hotline Bling. I don't know, the whatever other songs that he had. Y'all was all on that. Now all of a sudden, he's this, he's that. He ain't like us. Fake. Fake. Brainwash. Now everybody's on Kendrick Lamar's ass and coattail. So I just wonder, like, if it be that, because R. Kelly, I feel like anybody that's just dismissed everything that R. Kelly was blindly or just choosing to be delusional as fuck. You chose to be delusional to say R. Kelly didn't do that. You chose to be blind because he got tapes. Um, his relationships with young Aaliyah. Um, it took the Me Too movement to help out with that, and that's wonderful. The R. Kelly story, the surviving R. Kelly, people were still not trying to believe these people, and these people are bursting out in tears, crying. Like, these are like pretty much trauma victims. Like, you could see the trauma on them, but y'all still want to be like, oh. So some people were in delusion and some people were not. Um, Yeah, so sometimes it takes other people in the industry to be like, yeah, this person was always a sick motherfucker and they was doing this and that. But the sad part is, a lot of the hush hush shit is because they all partake in certain things. So if I was to expose this person about one thing, then I might as well expose myself, if maybe not for the same crime or whatever. I can't just put a highlight on this one person, you know? Yeah, the industry is a very rigged thing, and it's strategic that way to like, I feel like it's social experiment sometimes, to be honest with y'all, to just see how gullible we are as a masses, as a society. I feel like let's see if we put this out, will they believe it? Let's see, like, okay, they'll turn on this person and they'll do this. I feel like it's social experiments. I wouldn't even doubt it. I wouldn't doubt it. Social experiments. Yeah, I wouldn't even doubt it. So, are they forced to be passed around to make it, or do they want to do it? Men and women. Interesting. Let's see. Zaina asks, are entertainers forced to be passed around to make it, or do they want to do it? Let's see. Well, I feel like it's 50-50, but let's see. Divine Spirit. Are entertainers forced to be passed around sexually, or do they want to do it? The devil. For the most part, I feel like they know if it's what they have to do. Um, I don't know if that's like the only means of getting ahead, because I want to pose this as just like as something, a food for thought. You know how they say when you involve yourself with the industry, you have to make sacrifices, right? Or blood sacrifices. I don't feel like you have to make blood sacrifices all the time, although just like the Bible says that God was a living sacrifice, which makes no sense because he wasn't living. He died on the cross, so he wasn't a living sacrifice, which doesn't make sense. Um, but they say that the devil does the opposite by wanting a dead sacrifice, you know? So I don't feel like that's the only means of a sacrifice to be made. Sometimes I feel like the sacrifice can be your own self, your own life, your own image, um, your own body sexually, giving your own body up sexually, or giving your children up sexually. Ooh, I shouldn't have said that. You know what I'm saying? Selling your own children in that sense to be, used in that way. Um, hmm. Maybe even plastic surgery where you're not even recognizable. You sacrifice your original self, your image. Um, you give up your name. What else? I was about to say something and it slipped. Like how R. Kelly had all those, those allegations and all those sick things he was doing. Who's to say that those were not ritual sacrifices, that those were not ritualistic things he was doing to still make money and get ahead? Sex magic. Like, it wasn't just somebody being freaky and had a nasty, freaky taste and stuff like that. What if that was rituals? Energy harvesting. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that could be it too. But to answer your question, I feel like, yes, that's part of it, because you got Seven of Pentacles with failure. You got the Five of Wands with strife, Death card, the Devil, the Prince of Disc, which is finances. So you got two disc cards, Pentacle cards. And then you have the Eon, which represents the New Age. So in a sense, it's like this is a part of the ritual. This is a part of what we do. This is a part of our magic. This is how we gain energy. This is possibly how we gain financial wealth, by doing these things. If we give something, we give this energy up, we get something back. If you look at this card, it looks like a phallic. Like, it looks like a penis and some balls. So this is how we get ahead. This when we give that energy up, when we give that, when we reach climax, or when we those liquids release itself, that's us feeding the spirits. That's what I'm getting. I know that sounds fucking crazy, but that's very clear. So yes, some of it is protocol because that's a part of the ritual, that's a part of the tradition. And then there's those that do it willingly because, again, that's a part of the ritual. And they may not do it under like this contractual thing. It could be like with partners or selected people. Do y'all know some of the times when you see like those, um, when you see those IG models and stuff, or these, it's like when you look at athletes, when you look at rappers or singers or even actors, sometimes they all have these women that look very artificial, like blow up dolls almost, like heavily plastic surgery, humongous asses that don't look normal, facial features that don't look normal, just artificial looking, just, you know what I mean? Um, I feel like that's an agenda within itself, but I do believe that those people are sex sexually trafficked. Okay, sexual or sex trafficking does not always mean we're gonna take you on a bus and ship you to Brazil to be trafficked by rich elites or take you to Dubai. Sometimes it's like, having parties and like your homeboys, they might want some entertainment. And you're like, oh well, my homegirl right here, she down, and then they get paid and they swap, like certain things like that. There's different ways to sex traffic, I feel, and prostitution, and I feel like these are paid escorts. Some of them are sent to some of these athletes and actors and entertainers as a mean to put them in compromising situations, to keep them distracted. Some of them are selected to be used, I feel like, personally, this is what I'm feeling intuitively, to do sex magic and rituals with. Wholeheartedly. These are broken women. Anybody that sits and mutilates themselves, in my opinion, if you do it, you like it, you love it, cool. But when you completely disfigure yourself where you almost don't look human anymore, you have some issues with self-love. To mutilate your own body in that way, you do not love yourself. It's not like an average boob job, maybe, some lip fillers, but you sit there and you completely alter your face, your body completely. There's a problem there. You don't like yourself completely. So I feel like those broken energies are easy to latch onto. They're low hanging fruit in the sense that they don't require much than a yacht, some shopping sprees, some trips, buy some flowers, buy some shoes and some bags. Like, it doesn't take much. So the average woman that fantasizes about certain celebrity men, or men that fantasize about these women, a lot of it is prostitution, and a lot of, like, are just like superficial connections. They might be attracted to the everyday average woman or man, but they're not gonna date you. You don't fit into that world. Some of you wouldn't really be willing to live that life that they live. If you could imagine what some of the girlfriends and the baby mamas and the wives will go through, you probably would take those motherfuckers off of a pedestal. Not saying every single one of them, but for the most part, yes. And you have to look at the type of people that they date. Some of it is strategically picked out for them, or they pick them out themselves, or it's like that's what's in their circle. They're all a part of that energy. And some of them may be very beautiful. Maybe they don't look altered. But that lifestyle, like, I guarantee you, like, they are part of that lifestyle. They know somebody to know somebody, or their parents or something, or they're in the industry somehow themselves. They're not just random girls that they just come across. Some of them are prostitutes, whether you want to believe it or not. They're not just picking, oh, this baddie is just this random. No. No. They can buy them with shoes and bags and trips, and buy them condos and houses and cars. And, the average woman is not going to put up with the shit that they go through. You're buying their affections. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's not a healthy relationship to be in. And I don't believe that some of these celebrities are capable of a healthy relationship. They may feel safer in the arms of someone that's already in the industry and goes through it, or they're assigned into a relationship or a marriage. Simple as that. It's just when I hear about the young ones being essayed by the men and women, are the ones are the ones doing the assault wanting to do it, or they enjoy assaulting underage kids? Let me see. I'm gonna put these back. Let me read it over again so I make sure I understand what you're saying. You ask, are the ones doing the assault wanting to do it, or do they do it, or do they enjoy the assaulting underage kids? Okay, let me see. Spirit, divine source, God. Are they the ones assault doing the assault wanting to do it, or do they enjoy? Queen of Swords in reverse, Queen of Cups in reverse. Maybe it's because I have my deck in reverse, but I'm going to keep that in mind. Queen of Cups in reverse, Four of Wands, completion, and the Queen of Swords. I do feel like there's some mental illness with some of these assaults, with the little, the under. There is mental illness. It's almost like a false sense of connectedness, almost like a romantic relationship in their mind. So it's not always like doing it from sexual energy of like, I'm doing this sadistically. So some of them I feel like enjoy it from a perspective of like they're romantically attracted to these under, Let's see, are some of them forced into assaulting the under? And are they some forced into it, divine spirit, some forced? The Hermit. Seven of Pentacles in reverse. The Nine of Pentacles and the Three of Wands. Yes, because again, the Hermit, it's gatekeeper. The Hermit feels like a gatekeeper in a sense of someone. This is old age rituals. If you don't do this, you're not getting ahead. That's kind of what I'm getting. There's a mixture of if you don't do it, this is just the protocol. This is like this is a part of the rituals. This is a part of the sacrifice. If you don't do certain things that's required, when it's required, you're not getting ahead. That can be posed towards the young ones, or that can be posed towards their parental figures, or people that are being assigned to practice these rituals. Because if I'm not mistaken, Aleister Crowley was into sex magic with the young. Now, the other side, like I picked up, some of them do this because they have a romantic attraction towards these underage people. So the Four of Wands, the Queen of Cups, and the Queen of Swords, like I said, it's a mental illness. It's a mental illness. Queen of Cups, Queen of Swords. To me, it's double-mindedness. Four of Wands with completion. Four of Wands is typically about family, home, partnerships, marriage. It's a mental illness. That's the pedo bears, as we call them. Give me 1 second, y'all. I'll be right back. gonna come in? Okay, bye. Bye. Okay. All right, I am back. Okay, that was a quick little bathroom run. Um, so I do want to clarify. I'm gonna use this fortune deck real quick because I just want to ask a quick question about what Zaina asked. If this is something that they do because they enjoy it, or is it something they're forced into? The SAs that they do or perform or maybe get caught up in. I'm gonna ask. Let's see, spirit, SAs in the industry in general, is it something that is enjoyed, or is it something, or maybe both, that is required? Black cat, good luck. Yeah, it's a ritual. If you don't do it, you're not going to receive some type of blessing, some type of jobs. I want to ask about a particular singer, but should I type the whole name? You can if you want. I don't see why not. The more specific, the better. Okay, projection with scrying and mirror. Let's see. Thunder and lightning power. Yeah, it's rituals. So yeah, there's some people that enjoy it, but for the most part, I feel like some of this is rituals. Remember how I was saying about the R. Kelly thing? I do get that. I'm still on the fence about the whole Michael Jackson thing with the children. But let's say hypothetically, if it is true, I would say that it could be one or two things. Like if it is true, because I'm not 100% sure and I'm not discounting it completely. I don't want to be like this delusional person that, oh, this artist can't do no wrong. I'll say, hypothetically, a part of me of like, if this is something that is in fact true, that there was some type of minor attracted energy. Because if you look at it, okay, if you look at all of what we see, and if it was like any other person in the world that kind of, you see a preference kind of going on, like the only so-called accusers, the alleged accusers, were all males, young boys, right? They kind of have a similar look. Either they had really dark long hair or they had really light blonde hair. At a certain age group, that looks like minor attracted behavior, right? And given to, the childlike interests and things like that, you know, that seems like a genuine, I feel connected to, say I'm genuinely minor attracted type of behavior, right? And then the other thing is possibly sex magic. It's a possibility, right? Just saying. Not saying that it's true, but that is a possibility if we look at that. Like, same thing what I said with R. Kelly. Like, who's to say that he did not prey on those young girls because of that energy? He was attracted to it because he had sexual trauma himself now, where his sister got him at a young age. So his attraction maybe to that age was because of maybe where his sister, I'm not sure what age his sister was, but let's say hypothetically she was the age of the girls that he was minor attracted to, right? That he was minor attracted to. And who's to say that part of it was not rituals? Things that he was taught to do. And I'm going to go back to what that guy, if you want to look him up, John Todd said, to be an entertainer, you have to be an ordained witch or warlock. Meaning you have to be taught how to do certain rituals. A lot of them reverence Aleister Crowley. Aleister Crowley is big on sex magic, especially with little people. That's a big energy harvest. Major. So it just makes you think, like, You know, like, I don't put it past nobody. And I know that we love our celebrities, don't we? We can't even go into the thought that, oh my God, I can't. This person could never do that. Never. You don't know that motherfucker personally. You just know what they show you. And as much as I love Michael Jackson, I could go down that rabbit hole and you know, kind of hypothesize, like, what if? Like, I don't put nothing past no motherfucking human being. He's a human. He's not God. He's not above making mistakes. His childhood, to his account, was fucked up. And you don't know what else he went through. You don't know if he was molested himself. So to be like, oh my God, the biggest trainer in the world, he could never do that. Psh, put that motherfucker in another man's shoes. And I would question, like, what would you say? Because some of his fans is like that delusional. They can't even like question. They won't even like possibly think the idea that possibly it could be true, or even think to themselves, okay, if I was, you know, encountering someone in the neighborhood that was that age and they were talking about boys were sleeping in their beds and stuff, and let's say like he was juvenile in that way, that he didn't see anything wrong with it. After those accusations, you would stop doing that shit. You would. You were like, okay, no more summer parties in my room. Y'all gotta sleep in here, or y'all can sleep here, but I'm gonna be in the other room, or I'll check on y'all, something like that. No. Mm-mm. That is hard to swallow. It is. Why? Because we put celebrities on pedestals and we fall in love with the image of the person. We fall in love with what they say. We love their art. Sometimes we are sexually attracted to them. We want to be with them. We fantasize about them. So to think that they could do anything even partially corrupt would be like, it would tear your whole world down, because you're emotionally attached. You have a parasocial relationship with celebrities. They're average people. They just have a craft. They have a gift. And they also have an image that is a part of their brand. You know what I mean? So, mm-mm. No. You have to think of it like this. When you go to Disneyland and you see princesses or women dressed up as princesses, like Snow Whites and Princess Tianas and all that, and or people dressed up as Mickey Mouse and Goofy and Pluto and all the motherfuckers, they have to be like, hi, and wave, and the Pinocchios, and hugging you, and being all sweet and shit like that. When they go home, they got their own life. Princess Tiana is probably somebody, you know, Sasha, or Snow White is probably some Britney or something, you know what I mean? And Mickey Mouse ain't even a male. It's probably some short 5'3" woman named Maria, and they got their own life. You know what I mean? So when you see celebrities, they present an image to you in their own privacy of who they are. They're who they are. You don't know that person. You only know what they tell you. Some of the shit is a script. Some of them are not the age that they say they are. Some of them did not get discovered the way that they said they got discovered. Some of them did not write the songs that they said they wrote. How they met their partner could be fabricated. They could have met in the fucking office and said, oh, we're going to sign a contract and this is who you're going to date for a year and we need y'all to do this together and do that. Like, the industry is not just, you know what I mean? Like, cut the bull. So let's ask a question. You asked about Justin B. You wanted to know, did they get him in that way? Okay. Well, let's see. Let's see. Was Justin Bieber spirit, was he SA'd as a youngin'? Was he SA'd at the hands of the industry or anyone in the industry? Entertainment industry specifically. Yes. Yes. Three of Pentacles. Yes, he was. And some of it could have been women. Ooh, ugh, ugh, ugh. Y'all don't know what. Ooh, I'll say it. I don't want to say it, but this is what I've just picked up. Hold on. You got Queen of Cups, the Three of Pentacles with works, the Nine of Swords with cruelty. So that is a yes. The Death card in reverse, the Chariot, the Nine of Cups with happiness, and the Four of Cups with luxury. He was maybe put around older women. I'm not getting like men, maybe, but it's not coming through as strongly as women. So he might have been put in situations with women that were inappropriate, whether they were well-known women or just like, let's say, prostitutes or escorts. Because there was something fulfilling about it at first, like, oh my God, like I get to sleep with these women or that woman. And maybe one was an entertainer, someone that was in the industry with the Queen of Cups, maybe. But I'm getting more so like access to maybe older women. So he shouldn't have been put in that position. It was something that was an overload with the Four of Cups with luxury, some type of overindulgent energy in the Nine of Cups with happiness. So yeah, but really in actuality, in truth, it was corrupt. It was cruel. I want to see. Let me. The Death in reverse, the Chariot. Negotiation. Yeah, it could have been like a grown woman that was, gross. Decision. That is nasty. Spirit, what is this? Convention. Yeah, it was like he was kept somewhere, kept in a house, kept caged up, blah, like, or just heavily, like, never out of the sight of someone or people. Birth. Ugh. I don't want to tell you what the fuck I see. I do not even want to, like, I don't even want to say it. But there were babies here. This is so sick. I don't even want to go into this. So what I'm getting, like, it's possible that, yes, there was some male grooming of him, but I more so feel like it was putting grown women onto him or something. And I feel like there was one in particular that there was some type of negotiation or an agreement or some type of, if you do this for me or if you sleep with her, then it was weird. This is disgusting. Child. Yeah, it was like some grown man with the revenge card, like, you gotta do this. This is rites of passage. Like, if you don't do this, then you ain't a man. You ain't really. I'm getting that. It's almost like what Birdman did to Lil Wayne when he was a little boy. Put a woman on him. And almost like it felt this ritual because everybody was watching it go down. Like they was watching this woman go down on him as a little kid, and it was sick. Like they watched. I'm getting a similar energy. Seduction. Look, a woman at the bottom of the deck with seduction. This is fucking disgusting. It's almost like a split between I know it's wrong and I shouldn't be, I shouldn't go with it, but at the same time, it's like, what boy wouldn't dream of this? And it's like women that are very sexy, pretty, and it could have been someone well known. Like, you like her, don't you? Don't you have a crush on her? Yeah, we'll go in the room with her. It's like negotiate. It's like it was planned. It wasn't no like spontaneous, let's just see what you do type thing. This is sick. It's disgusting. Anyway, this is nasty as fuck. I'm about to, I'm closing this shit on up, child. No, thank you. Yeah, I feel sorry for him, and he's not the only one. I feel like there's some other um, R&B artists that had to go through that same thing. It's like if I can, the more perverse, the more the better the energy. Like if I can take an innocent vessel and pervert them, get them to do certain things, it's like a feeding of a spirit or an energy. So these queens keep coming out. It's like a goddess energy that's being fed, or like a feminine representation of an energy or a spirit feels feminine. Doesn't mean that it's a woman, like a gender, a female gender. It feels like a feminine essence that they feed. That's what I'm getting from this. So they have to use sexuality. They have to use the womb. They have to use some type of, I don't know. Um, I don't know why I keep hearing like goddess. But it doesn't feel like a goddess. It almost feels like it's not human. It's not a gender. I don't know. That's weird. Let me see. I want to, Spirit, what is this? Because whoa. The death card flew out. Okay. What is this energy, Spirit? The Four of Pentacles with power. Yeah, it's like the death to your soul. This is a powerful vessel. This is powerful energy. But who is this? Yeah, see? The Empress. It's some sort of goddess that they worship or something. I feel like it appeases it, or it, I don't know. This is crazy. Like it appeases this goddess to do these certain rituals. The Hangman, yeah, I know I don't be tripping. Like, I know this should be sounding crazy, but no. Princess of Wands. It's almost like, yeah, this innocence, this childlike energy, almost stealing not just the essence and energy, but almost like the birthright of certain children through these acts. Because you see like all this light energy going, it's almost like it's going into the atmosphere or going into a portal or something. This like rainbow yellowish aura through a sacrifice. What is this shit over here on this altar thing? Yeah, and it's got the same aura and energy right here on this altar. What the hell is this? I'm telling you. Yeah. The Hangman within itself is a reverted crucifixion. This person is being crucified upside down. This kind of looks also too like when they do those Masonic Lodge rituals. Some of like the things that they have to do, like the certain rituals that they perform, it kind of looks like that as well. Yeah, this stuff is more so that like, yeah, there are minor attracted people in the industry, but some of them, they do what they have to do because they understand sex magic. They understand the power of the energy of a young one, where they're taking their innocence in that way, corrupting them through SA and or through harming them physically. They're, I don't want to say it, taking their life, the energy that they get from that, their blood, so I'm getting blood rituals too. Mm. Mm. Allegedly. Because, you know. I don't know. Spirit, clarify. I just want to clarify this. Give me some clear guidance and keywords. Control. At the end of the day, God's source is in control of everything. And we have free will, though. God controls, but we have free will. So you have this Lucifer figure, again, the light bearer. From my understanding, some people do not see Lucifer as a demonic figure. It's almost like a misunderstood figure, someone that is represent a light bringer, someone that gives us light and truth, right? Where God is like the keeper that won't allow you to experience anything, that will not allow you to see the truth, and all those things. So Lucifer can be depicted as a savior for some, not like a demonic figure that's out to corrupt you, more like you're giving me light, you're helping me. So that's what I'm seeing. It's like two different entities. Is this control card can represent God's source in male form, and then you have this God of the world, of the earth, this Lucifer, this light bearer figure. Extremism and secrets. I'm telling you, like, contracts being forced upon, secrets, NDAs, all kind of shit. I don't even feel like we'll ever really know the truth. Speculation, yeah. Never really know the truth. But you see that circle has that eye. Make no mistakes that there are rituals taking place. But the fact that this card, it's Jupiter in Cancer. So I do feel like there's certain rituals performed when it comes to partnerships, like who works well with who. If you have this in your chart, like I said, they got some really powerful, elite sorcerers, sorceress, astrologists, numerologists that come together or have their own expertise, and they can pair people together. This might be something that people already kind of speculate, but I'm getting more so from, it's very strategic. It's not just like your publicist comes together with mine and we talk about like what project you got coming out and what one I got already out, what how this could work, or people think I'm gay, so let me go with you, or people feel like, you know, you did that one thing, that one scandal, how do we clear this up? Well, let's put you together with this person and y'all are engaged now. You guys have been secretly dating, right? Let's tell the public that. It's a little more deeper than that. It's like you got this in your chart, this person has this in their chart, and based off of whatever you guys are trying to accomplish individually, if you guys come together and you guys do this, you guys pop out on this date, that's when, I don't know, let's say that's when Taurus is in Venus. And so if you guys are trying to make some good money, like that's a good time for you guys to pop out and post that you guys are together. It's going to help your brand. I get something like that. They go off of numbers or like your zodiac sign and what's going on in the stars. So like certain relationships or pairings, they are, I feel like they are way more strategic than we might think they are. That's what I'm getting from that. Because I feel like some of your most famous couples did not want to get married to some of these men that they got married to. Because I'm getting like women being like, I don't want to sign this. I do not want to marry this person. I do not want to agree to this. They've kept a lot of secrets for each other. I feel, yeah, this shit is loud and clear. It's crazy. How long have I been on here, by the way? Because I feel like I've been on here for a minute. Yes, I have. Um, wow. Yeah, this shit is crazy. If anyone has one more question, I might have room for one more, and then I'm going to hop off. I don't doubt that some of them have grown to maybe love the person that they've been, contracted to. I feel like at some point there might have, we've been together for such a long time that we have fallen in love or we do care about each other. Um, what's that? What do you know about Project Looking Glass? I've never heard of that. What is that? Project Looking Glass. I have never heard of that. I'm new. You want to put me on because that is new to my ears. I'm about to Google it. Whereas a free software project developed at a 3D desktop environment, Windows and so this project was sponsored by Sun. It's calling it a software. Is it something another looking into the future? Oh, I think I know what you're talking about. Um, do they have? I think it's one in New York and then another country or something. I think like it's a big circle or something. Like it's a big like eyeglass or something. I don't know if that's what you're talking about, but if it is, I have seen a video about that where they can like communicate at the same time. It's like a portal. That's just scary as fuck. It's almost like mirror magic. I don't know how, like, I don't know if that is debunked, but I've definitely seen something like that before recently. So I don't know. One of those strange technologies. That's what I was talking about. Oh, something to do with them being able to see the future of the industry. I wouldn't doubt it. The scrying card did come out, remember? You had, yeah, see? That is a form of witchcraft, so I wouldn't doubt that shit at all. Mirror magic is a real thing. I seen these videos. I don't know how real they are, but I did see this video. It was like a compilation of like different like weird things happening with the mirrors. Like it was a little kid that looked at itself in the mirror and then they turned the corner and the mirror image was still doing something else. Like the little kid's mirror image was like moving around and the kid that walked away from the mirror was walking away from the mirror. So it was like two different things going on at once. That shit was crazy. I don't know. I mean, anybody can do anything with computers and technology to make some shit look real, but I wouldn't discount it. Mm. See, my thing is, I feel like the spell of Hollywood is, it's going to die when someone dies. So it's like somebody that's a really big gatekeeper. I feel like once they die, the music industry is never going to be the same because that spell is broken. So it might be a lot of scattering, trying to figure out what to do with it and how to keep it relevant because it's already losing its zest a little bit. If you really look at things, it's the industry. It's like it's bottom of the barrel entertainment. There's nothing about it that it doesn't have the same level of effect that it once did. Fame within itself, outside of entertainment industry, fame within itself, I feel like it's always going to be a drug to people, especially broken people, people that need validation. That drug is always going to be desired because we have social media that feeds that energy, that same essence. But when it comes to like the industry and within itself, the structure of it, the rituals and all that other stuff, that spell is about to be broken. I feel like whoever this gatekeeper is, once they pass on, it's like that shit's just not gonna be the same anymore. And there's people that are meant to come in and maybe recreate entertainment in a way that is truly, um, I wouldn't say wholesome, but where it can thrive. And I don't know if it's ever going to come to a place where it will remain pure or because people have egos. So if it's not about rituals and like heinous things, people have egos, you know? People still desire to be seen and to be noticed and to be praised. So that energy I feel like is always going to exist. But as far as like the gatekeeping and the demonic energies and behaviors and the control and the slaves that comes with being famous and a celebrity, I feel like that possibly will be dismantled. Like I said, when somebody passes away, a gatekeeper passes away, it's not going to be the same. The record executives may lose certain levels of control over artists. Um, they're not going to be able to financially eat off of individuals anymore. It's I don't know. I just get people are not going to be that easy to exploit anymore because that spell has been broken. That intimidation spell, because I'm getting intimidation, I'm getting lies, exploitation, deception, perversion. Um, yeah, yeah. So I'm gonna leave it at that. I hope that this was entertaining at the least, because I will say all of this was alleged. Okay, all of this is alleged. Okay, and for entertainment purposes only. So I do hope that you guys enjoyed this live. I appreciate y'all for stopping by. If you guys have any suggestions of a topic, because to be honest, y'all, I don't have that same passion that I used to when I would read for, like, unless I feel guided to. I don't like doing readings like about celebrities and their life and who they're dating and like the scam. Like, I don't give a fuck about that. Like, if I feel like a person needs to hear a message, or like their fans need to hear a message about the person, that's different. But like that whole, like, their personal life, because some of y'all can't take that shit anyway. Y'all get heavily offended when it don't sound like the fairy tale you have painted in your head about them. You get heavily upset and try to accuse me of researching stuff. Like, I don't have the time. Like, I don't give a fuck that much to entertain all of that, to research their lives and be like, oh well, nah, I don't have time to do that. I don't get paid to do this. So for me to go out of my way to post or to research a celebrity's personal life and what they just talked about and tweeted and all this dumb shit, in order to get your views, and I'm not getting paid for it, to fabricate something that I'm not getting paid for, it is ridiculous. So that's, I don't have time, y'all. So if would like me to do some type of topic that's different, um, but if it's just like, oh, what's going on with so and so and their love life, are they gonna get married, and Taylor Swift and Travis Kelsey, I simply don't give a fuck about that at all. You know, with all due respect, I don't give a fuck. So yeah, if you guys have a topic of the industry, whatever industry, it could be modeling, could be music, could be acting, whatever, fashion, I would love to tap in, get some insights on that, because I feel like it's more so of a humbling thing to kind of take human beings off of this godlike pedestal, because idol worship is not healthy, for one. Um, Spiritually, nor for your self-esteem. It's not healthy to worship another human being that you know nothing about, and especially if this person actually operates in demonic energy and you sitting over here siding with it. That's even worse. You know what I mean? And you don't know, in your ignorance, you're not aware of it. And also, for those of you that think about the glamours of fame and maybe thinking about it, to think twice, to really think twice, because not all that glitters is gold. Hollywood is literally a spell. It is. It's an illusion. It's just magic in the worst way, not in the cutesy, lighthearted way. It's not. It's unnatural, because, like, to be exploited for a gift that you have, a talent and a gift, is unnatural. It's immoral. Like, one person that has God-given talents and gifts, or has worked towards a gift, should not be exploited. Should not have to go through doing any type of fucking rituals just to be on TV. Like, that is some sick shit to me. That does not make sense. It's not natural, you know? But if you don't have the patience for what God has for you, or the universe, or whatever you believe in has for you, and you get anxious and you feel like your validation comes from another person outside of yourself, in an industry, in a company, a corporation, a check, validation of the world, you're gonna get got. You're welcome, Zaina. Thank you, sis. I appreciate you for coming on. Thank you. I haven't been on here for like probably 2 or 3 years. But yeah, like it's not what it seems. And if anything, if you care about these so-called celebrities like you say you do and you worship them, pray for their asses for real. Because some of the stuff is sad. Like y'all just don't know. Y'all just y'all focus on what they do and their talents and how they look and how they make you feel and going to their concerts and wearing their t-shirts and shit. But you don't think about the person behind the brands. You don't think about that. Really put yourself in another human being's shoes that constantly has cameras on them. They can't go outside. They can't do nothing. They can't be a human being without the gaze of the world. That is some that makes you feel like you want to crawl into a corner, like that you got to smile and put on when you don't want to, but you have to. Shoot, I sometimes I think like when celebrities be talking about they don't, singers or performers or whatever, they be talking about they had to cancel some of their tour dates, probably because they having emotional breakdowns. They're probably depressed. They're tired. They can't take it. It's not natural for a human being, like an adult. Think about a child that's constantly going on tour and traveling here and there and have to get up at certain hours of the day or in the morning to go do photo shoots and interviews and radio shows and TV shows appearances and stuff like that all day, all week. That's not normal. Shoot, a person that does a 9 to 5 job, maybe work overtime, that's overload. That is too much. That is hell, in my opinion. Like, it might be fun at times where you kind of snap out of it at times and you're like, oh, I get to travel to Spain and I get to go to Tokyo and I get to do this, I get to meet people, I get to do that. But over time, energetically, if you don't take a break and you don't have time for yourself, your whole, that's an overload. That's too much. That is not natural. Don't get me started on the K-pop artists now because I feel sorry for them. That's really slave. That is horrible. So I'm sending much love to y'all. Thank you so much for joining. Like this video if you guys enjoyed it, found it entertaining. And I will catch you guys in the next reading. Until next time, peace.